Back here to Crossroads Football Live. We're quickly going to check out three final scores before we get to this week's Friday Night 5. And let's check out the first score that we're going to look at with the St. Joseph Flyers traveling out to Brownsville to face St. Joseph Academy Bloodhounds. And the Flyers going at 7-1 in this matchup. And guess what? This one turned out to be very close. The Flyers now drop now to 7-2 as they lose 18-10 there for St. Joseph Academy. They travel out to St. Anthony next week. How about Hallettsville Sacred Heart as they face Rose Hill Christian? Rose Hill Christian would get the win 22-18. So for Sacred Heart, they are officially 5-5 overall. And again, they're going to be out there playing a Saturday game in the afternoon versus Central Texas Christian at 2 p.m. And finally, Victoria Gators, they traveled out to face Da Vinci Lions in the San Antonio area there, and they lost 30-27 in that contest. They're going to finish off the regular season at home versus Jubilee Lions next week. And now with all these matchups they revealed, it is time to get to the end of the show, our favorite part of the show, where we get to this week's Friday Night 5 Power Rankings, where again, a lot of this we've had similar teams at the same spots. Well, guess what? There is a little changes here for this week's Friday 5. So without further ado, let's check out the number 5 team here from this ranking. And guess what? After their win against El Campo, I'm putting Bay City Blackcats in at number 5. I think right now, looking at this team, Kamarian Wiggins has been that kind of lethal quarterback that's made some big-time plays. You're also seeing the defense kind of make, you stopped a very talented rushing attack in El Campo that, again, when they get really going, that's how their offense started. And again, that was what you needed there for Bay City in that contest win tonight. I think for me, this team, that's going to build them a lot of confidence because, again, they still have Calhoun, and again, they still have Lavernia. That's, again, a huge time clash there for them the rest of the way there for Bay City in that one. Now, at number 4 right now in the rankings is the Ganado Indians. Again, they were on their bye week this week, but Ganado, again, after their bye and how they've been looking, they're getting back to what they were as 2A Division I state champs. And I think for Ganado, this team is going to get right back there. First of all, Landon Arriaga is playing well, Austin Pena. You just heard what Josh Irvin said. This team now feels confident the rest of the way, and I think that's going to carry for them, especially when we get to, again, maybe possibly Rufiro-Ganado matchup later on into the playoffs. They're at number 3 right now in this week's rankings. It's the Shiner Comanches. Again, 61-6 victory over Pettis tonight, and this team just, again, with Jarvis Williams and this offense, this is a team I think that has something to prove this year after their loss to Munster. And I think that's kind of what you needed there for Shiner. So they are at my number 3 spot. Refugio is going to be at number 2. Again, this offense still playing well. They beat Freer 60-3 there tonight. Ray Lewis. And again, also you got Xander Wills making plays, but also this defense has been very consistent as well. Again, Jonathan Montavo making plays for the Bobcats, and they are my number 2 team right now. And number 1 is still the Tidehaven Tigers. Big time win over tonight against Rice Consolidated. Cale Russell and this offense with Bookie Galvin have made plays, but also their defense, when they need to get the job done, they have done it. So they are my number 1 team for this week's Friday Night 5 rankings. Thank you very much, everyone, to our sponsors of Victory Auto Group, Palace Bingo, Frost Bank, and Velocity Power Sports. And thank you for joining CFL. If you need a sports score or an update, go to crossroadstoday.com or download our app or look for our podcast on tonight's games. Again, for everyone, we're going to see you next week for Week 10 of Crossroads Football Live.